Yeah, and I mean, in the beginning, it was kind of based on veterans, and that's what we were trying to create, and it just kind of built into more. And once you consider, what's happened to law enforcement and even firefighters, I mean, there was an attack not too long ago, and I mean, just these hero industries of the past. I mean, they're just not looked at like that, and we just want to show people the integrity involved in raising your hand, showing up, and saying, "Hey, I will."
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McLean, Tucson's favorite family show.
Welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show for the fifth time.
For the fifth time.
I'm pretty sure.
Or if this is your first time listening to the show today, just the first time, which one or the other. But it's actually it's kind of fun, and it's a representation of how long we've been doing this show. I remember when Andresito used to always
used to come out and he was doing what he was doing. Yep.
Yeah, look at
that
this.
That was
man.
5 years ago. So
At
he
least.
was about 8 years old when he was doing it. Yep.
Man,
that's funny.
We're getting old. Yeah,
speak for yourself, buddy.
This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McLean. That old man across from me, that's Andreas Ruiz of I Believe Myself Coaching and Leadership. His awesome son, Abram Ruiz, did our intro. And as I promised you, we have another pillar in the community, a powerhouse, a guy who I don't think he even realizes how much of a powerhouse he is, or how much of a power couple he and his wife are. But he's, thankfully, I can say one of my friends. His name's Matt Crandle, and he is the founder and director of Hero Breakfast.
Yes, sir.
Hero Breakfast.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
I mean, Hero Breakfast, we simply take heroes to breakfast. It's nominated by the public. It's not a lottery. Everybody gets a breakfast. It is a private event when we do it, and we put 5 heroes together. They bring a guest. There's some members of the community that come and thank them. And, we just want to build camaraderie and teach people how to show a little more gratitude to people that are lifting us up. And beyond that, we, try to help out heroes in hardship where we can. We are new, so, we're still getting our structure put together. But we have a lot of cool events that we've done recently. Breakfast for Marana PD, Oro Valley PD. We have a special canine breakfast coming up.
Ooh, that's cool.
And we will be hosting some canines and their handlers from Marana PD, TPD, and Border Patrol. So,
are the canines getting breakfast too, or
they are? They're getting some treats, but most of them have a pretty specialized diet. So as we put this together, we've learned that they get a little something. But
so no sneaking them candy, Andreas.
Okay, yeah,
we know your tricks.
Yeah,
we know your tricks.
So, but it's been really cool. I mean, we've just been able to connect with a lot of people. And of course, we host the third Wednesday networking event at the Station Pub and Grill, and I mean, it's just kind of taken off.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with timing, so I can't remember when we have initially met. And I remember hearing you guys talk about, hey, we do this breakfast to thank our local heroes. And when I heard it, I was like, this is the most brilliant idea I've ever heard in the world. It's so needed. Just the simple fact that in a lot of ways the organization I created is to make up for this erosion of being thankful for our first responders and our the heroes that are all around us. Something that started back in the Vietnam era, when those guys coming back from Vietnam were called baby killers and were treated poorly, and now we are now as a society, we have learned that we should thank our veterans for their service. But not only should we thank our veterans for their service, we should thank police officers, EMTs, paramedics, firefighters, teachers, nurses, etc. I mean, there's just the list goes on. The list goes on.
So we're looking for the unsung and the unseen, as well as the extraordinary. We have had SEAL Team 6 members nominated, but what is really kind of shows you just the love in the community is, we've had single moms, school bus drivers. So, I mean, and that's kind of why we say, if you believe they're a hero, we believe they're a hero. And we just amazing stories, and, people have just touched the community in amazing ways, because everybody's, in this world that we're kind of exposing is a giver, because, I mean, they were recognized for that. So it's just really neat, seeing what people are doing out there in the community.
For you, like, what would you say has been the best experience of, like, getting to hear all these stories? Like, how has that impacted you, like, doing this for others? Because, I mean, I bet you enjoy, just giving to them, but then I bet you that you, in return, get something back just by listening to these people's stories. But tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just, they're always amazing. I mean, one thing that I didn't really anticipate is that, my little brother is a former Marine, and we've talked over the years and stuff, and he's been in combat, but as we've gone through this, and he went to a breakfast and stuff, I mean, he's really opened up to me about his life in the military, and really
That's
how it
cool.
affected him, and his, he ended up getting divorced and stuff, and I mean, just stuff that I never would have probably had the conversation with him about if he hadn't have seen what we were trying to do. And then, just you learn that there's all types of things that happen to people that cause them to maybe have an obstacle or a misstep in their life. And one of the stories, probably one of the most heartbreaking that we've run into so far, is that we had a hero that was nominated, and before she left the Navy, she was a victim of sexual assault on a battleship. And so she was very distrustful of the military and the benefits, and she got pregnant and was marrying this young man who was considering re-enlisting for benefits. And just because of her experience, she hadn't really kind of went out and asked and tried to get anything, because she just didn't trust it. So we got her with a couple advocates, and he did not re-enlist. She had her baby. They got him set up for everything that they deserve for their time in the military. But those are the things that we're trying to put together and just help, because she was just in a situation where she needed somebody to just give her a little help.
Yeah, and I mean, and as you're saying that, it almost kind of brought a tear in my eye, just kind of thinking of the Hero Breakfast, the brand, whether it's the events or just the overall idea, just how you create this safe space for whether it's us veterans, first responders. Like, I know last networking event, the Hero Breakfast networking event you guys had, I got the opportunity to have like a real quality conversation with David with Colonial Life.
Yeah.
And he was just telling about his time, his time in the Army and his time as a police officer, and we're just exchanging stories, and we've got to hang out since then, and just like you're saying, there's us as particularly people that are in combat, we don't really want to share that stuff. We don't really feel safe to just talk about that stuff willy-nilly, because we feel like we may scare people or they may think we're crazy. But there's something about the safe space that Hero Breakfast creates at your networking events, or even the breakfast. I've been to one of your breakfasts where it's just like, okay, here's my tribe, here's my people. I'm safe here. Yeah,
and I mean, in the beginning, it was kind of based on veterans, and that's what we were trying to create, and it just kind of built into more. And once you consider, what's happened to law enforcement and even firefighters, I mean, there was an attack not too long ago, and I mean, just these hero industries of the past. I mean, they're just not looked at like that, and we just want to show people the integrity involved in raising your hand, showing up, and saying, "Hey, I will." When a lot of people just won't. So
for people who want to get involved, how can they do that? Particularly from a support standpoint, like you were saying, you're a relatively new nonprofit now. Congratulations!
Yep, thank you.
How can people help that effort and help fund the nonprofit? Because that's definitely the biggest issue with most nonprofits in Tucson.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are setting up some easier streams to do this, but for now you can go to donate at Hero Breakfast, or email donate@herobreakfast.com, and we can send you a link to donate. And then if you want to nominate a hero, you can go to herobreakfast.com. We need some funds to spruce up the site a little bit. Right now it's only meant for nominations, but we'll get the donation stuff set up soon. But if you email us, we can send you a link, and we'd love your help. You know, every little bit helps, and everyone we're honoring, are just the greatest people. I mean, really and truly. And we also are working with a marketing person to figure out how we're going to tell these stories a little better.
Yeah, and then also I saw at the last event, you guys are looking for title sponsors and looking for sponsors for the different events that you guys do. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You can sponsor an entire breakfast. We also do breakfast for agencies and organization and allow them to pick their heroes, such as Marana PD or MUSD. So if you'd like to sponsor a specific agency or organization, please get in touch with me, Matthew, at DesertSunsetRealty.com. And, we can put our heads together and figure out what we can do for them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Matt.
Thank you.
That's Matthew Crandle with Hero Breakfast. I'm Pastor John McClain with the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program Veteran Rescue Mission. Caddy corner for me, you got Mr. Andreas Ruiz of I Believe Myself Coaching and Leadership. How can they get a hold of you, bud?
You can contact me at 520-392-9179, or you can check me out on Facebook, Andres Ruiz.
All right, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to wash behind your ears, eat your vegetables, watch educational programming. You probably watch too much junk TV. Watch something that'll actually learn you and grow you a little bit. And God bless. Catch you next time.
It all comes down to this.
Is this a good time?
Ooh, flag on the fly-by-night solar door knocker.
Yep, impersonating an expert.
Andrew and Amy Dobbins here.
After further review, don't get a cookie-cutter solar system that doesn't match your energy needs.
Get a free energy audit from our experts and get a perfectly sized system that will eliminate your energy bill.
Spend less and save more.
Now that is some intelligent design.
Call